Hi, I'm Susan Peterson, and you are listening to Started from the Bottom, an entrepreneur-focused podcast on getting started. Here you will find all the mindset tools and resources you need to just get started.
Susan, hello.
Hi, Kim.
How are you?
Good. Happy Monday. Welcome to Started from the Bottom. Okay, first of all, I have a few redactions or corrections. What are we going to call them?
Are we self-correcting or are
This is me self-correcting.
Okay, I was like, did people text you and be like, you
the
got
first
that
one,
wrong?
well, okay, so I'll just go into them. How about
Okay.
that? Okay, so last week when we were talking about 75 hard,
Okay.
I said Charlie Bird had done it, but Charlie Bird was single. Charlie Bird is not single. He has a boyfriend named Ryan.
That is true.
What I meant to say, and this is not, and I apologize to anyone out there who's like, that's not the same thing, blah, 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 was that he was childless.
Yeah.
That's what I meant to say. And single does not equal childless in my head. So get that out of your mind real quick. But when I was listening back to it with Hattie, I said Charlie Bird single. She goes, oh, he is? Thinking that
They had broken up.
They had broken up.
Oh, no.
And then I get a text from Ryan today.
Uh-oh.
I know. And he said, as Charlie Bird's significant other, I resent the comment on your podcast that he is single. And I said, I'm correcting it. I promise you. So that was my first one.
So it's just, that was a misspeak.
Yeah. It was me talking, not thinking through what I was talking. Charlie Bird is not single. Charlie Bird is actually going to be on the podcast, I think on the 24th. He has his new book's out. It's doing really well. And so that's his book launch party. So
Have you read it?
Uh-huh. It's
I
good.
haven't read it yet, but I've heard a lot about it.
I've
I feel
just
like people
started
are
it.
loving it.
Yeah, it's good. It's actually one of the books I'm reading right now, so we can talk about it in a little
Okay.
bit. And then I also said that the Bahamas was suing JP Morgan Chase, and it is actually the Virgin Islands, not the Bahamas.
Okay.
Yeah. And the district attorney in the Virgin Islands got fired after she sued JP Morgan Chase. Ooh,
Oh, interesting.
dun,
That
dun,
just
dun.
adds a whole nother
Mhm.
twist.
The Epstein thing is never going to be figured
So did
out.
JP Morgan contact you and say you better take that out? Or?
No, as I was listening to it, I realized that was wrong too. Here's the thing. I do listen. People, when I first started my podcast, people said, why do you want to start a podcast? And I said, easy. I like to hear myself talk. And I actually do. But I listen to every episode to make sure there's nothing I forgot. And there are times in the past when Abby and I have had to go and retro edit it because we do miss stuff. And I also, out of all the people I don't listen to when they talk, I'm the number one.
Yeah.
So sometimes I just talk and talk and talk and I don't listen to myself. So I've got to be very careful about that. So yeah, it was me.
It's a learning curve.
It's a learning curve. I will get it wrong again in the future. I will continue to get it wrong. Hopefully it'll not be a big mistake where I totally put my foot in my mouth and I can't get it out. But even if it is, we'll deal with it. We'll move on.
So when you say you like to listen to yourself talk, I mean, I know this about you, but
I also don't listen to myself talk.
I'm wondering, do you like to listen to yourself recorded, your recorded voice?
Uh-huh. Yeah.
And it does, like, so I listen every week too. I re-listen, and I'm always like asking my kids, like, that's what I sound like?
Oh, really?
That's my real voice? Because to me, I hear something totally different.
I think I've done so many videos and podcasts and stories.
So you're used to it.
Yeah, with Freshly Picked, and then so many podcasts and stuff that I'm used to it.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it doesn't bother me. It used to bother me.
Yeah. I guess it doesn't bother me. I just am always like, oh, that's funny. That's not what I hear.
But I was listening to Claudia, the girl with no job, who does the toast with her sister.
She's so funny.
And she says she doesn't like to hear herself talk. And I'm like, oh my gosh, they've got like almost 1,000 episodes. That's insane.
So does she not listen back?
Mm-mm.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I think Jackie May or someone does. They have a team.
Yeah.
That might be redacted next week. I don't know. Okay, so let's start with like a high. Damar Hamlin has woken up, spoken to his teammates on FaceTime. That happened.
Yeah.
We recorded last Sunday. That happened Monday night. And if you're living under a rock.
That's right. That was Monday.
Yeah. And he had a cardiac arrest on the field and immediately was attended to. I actually had a friend from my hometown in Washington who had cardiac arrest, and he was attended to with there was only one guy, so he could only do the chest.
Oh, interesting.
And so he actually didn't have oxygen to his brain for a while, and he's still recovering. And it's been a couple of years, and it sounds like Damar Hamlin because they had multiple people doing CPR.
They were able to do both.
Yeah, because the oxygen to the brain is a big one. So keep the heart beating. But
yeah, because I think the oxygen to the brain is what makes the difference for like long-term brain trauma, right?
Yes, exactly. Yeah. And so we're so happy. It was also sweet to like see the nation come together and everyone kind of united in this like beautiful thing.
I always love when, of course, no one wants anyone to be hurt or collapse anywhere on the field, but I always love moments like this. Whatever it is, something that like triggers everyone to the point that we're just all like, oh my gosh, we love him.
Yeah.
We love, let's come together. And all the donations to like his foundation.
Oh yeah. His
within like 24 hours, he's on the Bills, correct?
Yeah.
Okay. So like even people from the team that he was playing,
Bengals,
like, the Bengals, like outside his hospital room or outside the hospital, like praying for him. I mean, like it's I don't know. It's beautiful.
Yeah.
It's
it was really sweet. It was really fun. And so I'm so happy he's okay. I was actually worried about him all week.
I didn't know. I guess I just didn't like look much into it. I didn't realize how young he was. Like,
yeah, because he's like
20. I think he said 24.
Second year in the NFL, so that would track. Yeah. Oh gosh, I can't even imagine his parents. Like worst case scenario, right there.
I know.
But glad he's doing better. I'm sure he has a long road ahead of him, but I'm sure the team. And I mean, the NFL is notorious for leaving people hanging. I'm just going to go ahead and say that. And with the nation, like everyone looking at them, they better do the right thing and take care of this kid.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then there has been so much Harry and Meghan. How are you feeling about Harry and Meghan?
Okay. I've seen on Harry and Meghan. So I haven't even watched the Netflix thing
Did you watch the Oprah thing?
I watched the Oprah thing.
Okay. And you didn't watch Netflix?
I haven't watched Netflix yet, but I don't know why, because I should have watched it over Christmas. I've been waiting for it to come out, and then
it's 6 episodes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I need to get into it. But now all I'm getting is like, so is he releasing a book or like what is
it comes
the stuff
out
that's coming
this week.
Okay, so all these little snippets that are happening this week.
And it was, I think a tabloid in UK got like snippets of like a
like a copy somehow. And
somehow.
So they're putting them out.
So they're putting them out. And I am sick of Harry and Meghan.
Are you?
So sick of Harry and Meghan. I think here's the thing. My sympathy when they like left the UK was high.
Right.
Megxit or Megxit, whatever. Megxit. There we go. Hi. I was very like, oh my gosh, it's obvious the royal family's toxic. This was the right thing to do. They got to protect their kids. They got to protect themselves.
Yeah.
They're going to Canada. They're going to live this peaceful, lovely, private life. And then they did the Oprah thing, which I was like, okay, they've told their story. Sounds terrible. Then the Netflix thing, it's like, okay, they've told their story. A lot of it contradicted.
Oh, that's interesting.
What I see on TikTok. I haven't watched either. Keep in mind. And now he has a book coming out. And it's like, how many times do you tell the same story?
That does feel sort of interesting, because I feel like I was cool with them leaving. That doesn't bother me. I did get a little bit of sympathy, I think, more from the Oprah thing, but I could see how at some point sympathy would run out.
Yeah, someone said sympathy fatigue.
Yeah, like we get it. There is something I heard about how, I guess, both him and William asked their dad not to marry Camilla.
Yeah. And
he just was like, no thanks.
Yeah, I mean, but all of this, again, is coming from Harry's point of view.
So who knows?
Yeah, and there's like Harry's side, someone else's side, and the truth. And there's like always 3 sides to a story.
Well, and I think there's even more sides in a messy family.
100%.
Because everyone's seeing it in their own way, and then everyone's dealing with it, and it's morphing into something else in one person's mind. and then they're dealing with it in therapy. So then it's coming, like it just
Yes.
ends up being like 20 different stories. And it's like they can all be simultaneously true
Mm-hmm.
to whoever is doing that. But that doesn't mean that this other person was wrong necessarily,
Right. Well, and the other thing is like the palace will never speak out. They will never rebuttal anything
Right.
he says. And so he knows that.
So then he can say what he wants.
Right. I've actually loved Harry a long time.
I have always been into Harry.
I've always loved
personally.
Harry. I've thought that he was a
He's-
hotter prince.
Yeah, he's the funner one. Come on.
The more fun prince. Yeah. But the thing about Meghan is at her wedding, she's marrying the Prince of England. At her wedding, the only family member she has is her mom. And then she has dozens of like celebrities that she's never even met that are there. Like George and Kamal.
Interesting.
Is it Kamal? Is that her name? George Clooney and
Amal.
She'd never met them.
So were those his friends, or they just were like
No,
random invites?
she invited them.
Okay.
But that to me, like, you're marrying the Prince of England, Kim. You're telling
It's a
me
dream come true.
out of all of your family, the only people you talk to is your mom, and she's the only one that's going to be there? Now
it is weird
he's
'cause
not talking to his family?
She does say that she's like really close with her sister, right? Like that, or
I don't know. No one else was there but her mom.
I know.
And she had all these seats for celebrities, so she could have brought more people. I'm
Maybe it
telling
was
you,
her niece.
if I'm marrying the Prince of England, my second grade teacher is going to be there.
That's true. If I'm marrying the Prince of England, everyone's coming.
And I have all these tickets. Instead of giving them to celebrities, like literally everyone that's told me in my life that I can't do something, they are sitting front row.
I'm giving it to the person that put toothpaste in my hair at my fifth grade sleepover.
Exactly. Like, oh, hey, I'm marrying the Prince of like, it is not, and I just can't. And now he's not talking to his family. I think she's the problem.
I think a lot of people feel that way.
Yeah.
I don't have a super clear opinion on it. I think he's better off without his family, to be honest.
Possibly, but then he loses like.
It breaks my heart that him and the brother are fighting.
Yeah.
Because the rest of them are just insane, right?
Yeah, and I think him and his grandma had a good relationship.
I think they did.
Meghan
sure.
wasn't allowed at the death side, at like her bedside.
I heard that.
Yeah. So I don't know.
So that's what I think is sad, is there are some people that obviously really love and care about him within that family. I'm sure Kate Williams' wife does. I mean, it seems like they were all like a tight-knit group sort of before, So that makes me sad, because then it's like you're losing this person that's meant a lot to you since your mom died,
and his kids, our relationship with them, it's so sad.
They're only cousins.
Also in the book he talks about how he killed 25 people in Afghanistan, which if you know anyone in the armed forces, that's just like a big fat no.
I don't know anything about this, but
and then to sit in California with like minimum security, you don't have royal security anymore.
Yeah.
It seems dangerous.
Yeah, it seems like that's not something you would want to publicize.
And the part that's annoying to me is he's got 2 more books coming out.
I think the thing that's scary too is, from what I'm seeing, is it feels like a lot of blame.
Yes.
And I think telling someone's story and doing it because you need to right some wrongs or whatever, that's fine, but playing the blame game like never helps anything. I mean, it's not even going to help him. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think my therapist would probably be like, "Yo, Harry,
like, let's talk about this.
Let's move on." As someone who's been the victim in something that's really affected my life and my family's life and multiple people in my family's life, like my parents and some other people, the best thing you can do for yourself is move on from it.
Yeah.
It is helpful to tell your story, but it's so much more productive to do it in a therapy session.
Yeah.
But they made like, I don't know, he's got like a 3-book deal. They made $60 million from their Netflix deal.
I know they need money.
Yeah.
And as much as I'm sure people think this is dumb, they're used to a certain lifestyle too. So they need a lot of money.
Sure.
So they got to make stuff, but I'm sure they'll be fine. Things are gonna be fine.
I'm over it. I just want them to live peacefully and happily.
I do too. I guess that's what I want to see. I want to just see them happy.
Moving on. Yeah. And
and if anything, to me, that would be like the ultimate ending. Like, you got out of this toxic family.
Mm-hmm.
You have found someone that really seems to understand you, and that's great. Let's just see you live happily ever after, and with your 2 adorable children, and like, that's great.
Yeah. Yeah. And they have a podcast too. Apparently they've got all this stuff going on. Yeah. I don't want to hear about the Royals anymore. I want to hear about them.
It'd be interesting for them to, I haven't listened to their podcast. Have you?
Mm-mm. Oh, well, apparently they'll have like 1 or 2 episodes out.
It'd be interesting to just hear them outside of the royal family. Like, let's just stop talking about that and talk about just life.
Yeah.
That'd be interesting.
It is like when someone goes through something traumatic, and I've seen this with so many people, they get on their Instagram right away and they start processing it online. Yeah. And it's like, babe, just process it offline and then come to me with let me know what you learned from that. And that to me, I just want people to have the privacy to process their trauma.
I think too, when you're used to just like having an outlet to tell all constantly,
mm-hmm.
that's like your short circuit way to deal with anything. Right.
Right.
And so it's like, this keeps going. He keeps having another way to do it.
Mm-hmm.
But it's like, at some point there needs to be some sort of like growth or move on.
Yeah. It does feel like a monetization of trauma.
Yeah.
Yeah. Whether or not that's the case, that's how it feels. And I'm fatigued. I'm over it.
That being said, I wish his grandma was still alive. So
the Queen.
Yeah.
Gran. Yeah, she was amazing. I do wonder what's going to happen to the monarchy now, because she kind of was like
holding it together.
Yeah. I mean,
but sort of not, but
yeah,
if anything, she was like this figurehead that people she's been there for so long.
Right.
You rally around her.
Right. And Charles is hard to watch.
I don't feel any, I mean, I don't need to, but I also don't feel anything towards him.
Yeah. I always thought that he would abdicate and then William would become the king. I was
hoping so. Yeah.
Have you seen his fingers?
I'm sorry, what? No, I have not. Do I need to Google them?
Yes, Google them right now.
Are they good fingers
horrifying.
Or gross fingers? Whose?
He's got something, King Charles.
Okay. I thought you were talking about William's fingers. I was like, please tell me they're not terrible.
William's nice. Also, Harry talking about William losing hair at an alarming rate. As someone who's married to a very fine bald man, I resent that comment. Hair does not make the man.
No, definitely not.
Christian, I love his bald head. I actually think it's handsome when guys lose hair.
I will say though, like Prince William, when he was like, I don't know, 15, 16 with like.
He peaked.
He was hot.
But I think men peak again.
Oh my gosh, this is alarming.
His fingers, something's wrong with them. Someone said whoever can get the ring off gets the crown. Yeah, he has some medical condition.
New York Post, King Charles' red hands in question after sausage fingers.
Yeah. Yes. So concerned about his fingers. It is a sign of poor circulation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They seem swollen.
Yeah. Hopefully he doesn't get a cut. I'll have to cut one off. Okay. The Idaho murders. We touched on this last week. Brian Kohberger was arrested.
And more's coming out. Have you read the report?
Yeah. The probable cause.
Yeah.
No.
I also have not, but I've been listening to other people that have.
Here's the thing. We have so many people talking about it. There's just a couple things I want to say on it, and then I want to hear what you have to say too. Number one, when this first happened, apparently there hadn't been a murder in Moscow, Idaho for like...
I heard that. Some crazy amount of time.
10, 12, 14 years, something insane. And people were like, the police there don't know what they're doing. Call in the National Guard. Call in the FBI. Like, they're not going to be able to handle this. This is way beyond their pay grade. Meanwhile, they knew who he was within days, and they just they played their cards super close to their chest so that they could get him, because you get one shot at murderers when you arrest them. And so you have to have all your ducks in a row.
Yeah, because if you don't, they can get off on some sort of like
technicality.
Loophole. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And with this guy studying criminology, he knows them all. Yeah. So, and then they were able to get the National Guard, the FBI involved when he went back to Pennsylvania. They knew where he was the whole time. They took stuff from his garbage can. Like, they knew what was up.
His garbage can and his neighbors, because he was throwing stuff in the neighbor's garbage can.
And they knew. So hats off to the Moscow Police Department and the detectives there for just not buying into like the hype around murders.
Yeah, and also not, I mean, it's their job, so obviously they did it well, but like not jumping the gun.
Yeah, the internet needs to chill.
Yeah.
I love a murder podcast as much as an ex-white
do.
girl.
You do.
But the need we have for all this information, and I've seen Reddit threads where people are like looking over the what's the funeral, what's it called, when the wake?
Oh yeah.
And like zooming in on everyone to see if Brian is at the wake. Like people just need to chill.
Yeah. I kind of felt that way too with the Gabby Petito. I don't know how you say her last name.
Patello.
But I kind of felt the same. Like that to me got so stressful when I was like where are these people coming from with all this info? Like,
yeah, but the internet solved it.
They did actually.
And then I think that's why the Idaho cops brought in the FBI, because Gabby's killer, went missing.
Right.
And then ended up he had killed himself. Yeah.
Yeah.
Which I think for the families, the victims, it's just like heart-wrenching. Mm-hmm. You feel like you never get that justice. The other thing on piggybacking on that is the poor roommates who were left in the house, who I feel like now everyone's like, well, why did it take them so long to call the police? And why didn't they do more? Apparently they'd been out partying the night before, got home at like 4 a.m. Maybe they were inebriated, maybe not. Maybe they're just having fun with their friends, but still they went to bed. And when you live in a house with a lot of single people, you hear weird things and you just go to sleep.
Yeah.
And the one who said that she had seen him, she apparently has psychotic episodes where she thought she was actually hallucinating, because she has in the past.
Yeah. That part to me is the hardest, that I feel like the internet is being really unfair to her.
So unfair. And then to wake up, like sleep until like noon or whatever, and wake up to a bloodbath in your home. I just can't even imagine the trauma these girls have gone through. Leave them alone.
Also, they'll never feel safe again.
No.
So,
no.
I mean, women don't feel safe
never
a lot of the time.
No.
But then to have your roommates murdered, like, they'll never feel safe.
No.
So leave them alone.
Leave them alone. Let them heal. They owe us nothing.
No.
They owe us nothing. In fact, if we never hear from them, I'll be so happy. It'll mean that they're like healing and happy.
Yeah, it means that their life has gone on, and that's great.
Yeah, for sure. But I'm glad that he's in custody.
Yeah.
They're moving pretty fast. People are like, when's the trial? It's going to be 2 years from now.
It takes forever.
It's going to be
court isn't fast.
They still haven't figured out Lori Daybell and Chad Daybell. They still haven't gone to trial.
I know.
And that happened in 2020.
I was watching a bunch of when that was on. During COVID, I would like log in and actually watch like the courtroom.
Oh my gosh. I was obsessed. I feel like it actually hurt my mental health though.
It definitely did mine. Like I was constantly on edge thinking like, I don't know. It was not good for me.
Yeah, that was wild. Yeah. If you guys want to go down a serious rabbit hole, go check out Chad Daybell, Lori Daybell. Ugh. If you don't know who they are, they're gross. How was your week? We should have done that first, but now we're going to jump into that.
Halfway in. This has simultaneously been the fastest and longest week of my life.
Oh, how so?
I just feel like every day has gone by really fast, but then, like somehow I never get anything done, you know? And so the next day it just piles on and on and on. But then also we're still dealing with stuff with my husband's foot. That happened this last week. So that kind of felt like, it just felt like every day was like, nothing got done, but also it was like really slow and having to make all these big decisions. And I don't know. It was a weird week for me.
Where are you guys at with that?
He's going to do another surgery coming up on Tuesday.
Okay.
So this hopefully is our last.
I think it will.
One.
Everyone put good vibes to Kim and Davis on Tuesday.
Yeah.
Tuesday. Yeah.
So
it'll be good.
He's doing good. He's like ready for it to be over. This should just like resolve everything. Hopefully it does. But I feel like, and we talked about this a little bit, but I always feel like stuff that when it happens to me, I'd like don't care about it. Like I'm just like, yeah, that's fine. I can deal with whatever. Mm-hmm. When stuff happens to my husband or my kids, I'm like, an emotional wreck.
Yeah.
Like just like it. I don't know. I don't know why I think I'm the only one that can handle things. He's handling it totally fine, and and everything's good. But in my mind, it's just like I don't want anything bad to happen to them.
Yeah, you want to protect them.
So yeah.
Well,
but we're good.
Good vibes.
Everything's good.
So Davis this week. You know what I think is hard about this time of year is I'll have a list of things to do, but I think I can only do it during daylight hours. Yes.
I agree.
And so as soon as it becomes 5 o'clock, I'm like, oh, it's too late to clean out my closet.
I can't do anything
exactly.
else. Yeah.
And so I don't get anything done.
I feel the same way. I like when the sun goes down, it's time for bed.
I do wonder if there's an evolutionary thing in that.
Probably.
Because back in the day, there's no like electric light.
Lights, yeah.
So you couldn't get stuff done.
So your day ended when the day ended.
I actually Googled this because Christian has the weirdest sleeping habits.
Well, they used to do like a
double
2
sleep.
sleeps.
Yes, which I didn't realize until recently because Chris he takes a nap at like 6 or 7 p.m.
Oh my gosh.
And he'll sleep till 10.
This messes up my mind.
I know. And then he'll get up and he'll play video games, but his friends all play they play, I don't know,
late
whatever.
night.
Yeah, late night. So then he goes to bed from 2 to like 7. And it actually works fine for him. And it used to drive me insane. I'd be like, your sleep habits are so unhealthy, blah, 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 blah.
But this is how it used to be.
This is how it used to be.
Yeah.
They do 2 sleeps.
I wonder though, back in the day, like what were they doing during their time?
Having sex.
Oh yeah, probably.
That's why he had so many kids.
That's probably true. You're awake, it's dark, there's nothing else to do.
There's nothing else
there we
to do.
Makes a lot of sense.
For sure. That's what I think most of babies were probably born in because you'd start in when.
Yeah, so they're like fall babies.
Summer to fall. Yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess that's true because it starts getting dark. What is it fall back?
It starts getting dark in like October. I do wonder. Let me look. Victorian age birth months.
I actually was thinking about this today. My sister, 2 of her kids, she's born in January. Her birthday's today, actually. Happy birthday, Courtney.
Happy birthday, Courtney.
But 2 of her kids have January birthdays too, and I'm like, how? Like, you are so stacked. I feel like January is just insane for birthdays. Do you know a lot of people with birthdays?
No, most of the people I know are like November, December.
Oh, I know a ton. I feel like in January. It's a busy month for my family.
Okay, I can't find it right away, but I am going to find an answer to this.
I've read it before.
You have?
Yeah, you're right.
My she's gonna kill me, but one of my sisters, she's married to an accountant, and all of their babies are born like in December after
tax season.
Tax season's over.
We don't got time during tax season, but
yeah.
We're there.
But the most popular months now I know is September, August, September, and it's like December. Like I think it's Christmas break, New Year's.
Also, it just feels like there's so many dark hours. Like, what is there to do with our time?
Once you've watched Netflix, make a bowl of popcorn. Yeah,
that's it.
Yeah,
it's the only choice.
It's the only thing there is to do. We had a pretty chill week. I had a really big board meeting on Monday. I had my board members in town from California, and I have one in Australia who logged in.
Oh,
and
nice.
We had a really big board meeting, and then we went to the Jazz game after the board meeting.
Did they win?
No.
Oh yeah, you said it was close though, right?
It was close. Like they would have tied it up had one of he shot it went in, but the buzzer went off before it left his hand.
Okay.
And it would have tied up. But I was convincing I was telling my board member how all the 30 and 40-year-old women in the arena are obsessed with Jordan Clarkson.
Yes, obsessed. Everyone.
And he's like, "What, this guy?" And I'm like, so then I went to my friend Ashley, or the girl Ashley who works for me, and I was like, "We're obsessed with Jordan Clarkson." She's like, "Oh my gosh, my husband knows. He's my freebie."
Yeah, I feel like any woman I see wearing a jersey,
it's Clarkson.
Clarkson.
Yeah, if you're a MILF, you're into Clarkson.
100%. And part of it for me, did you see that video he did where some like just random Salt Lake newscaster was like, "Do you go to many jazz?" Like they just found him on the street and they were like, "Do you go to many jazz games?" And he's like, "Yeah, a lot." And she asked him all these questions about the Jazz, not realizing that he was a player.
Stop.
I'm going to send it to you, Susan, because he is so adorable in it.
Yes.
That I just was like, I'm in love with you.
There is something about him.
Yeah.
He's cute.
He's cute.
He's not the most handsome.
No.
But I think there's something about him. Yeah, there's a pill.
And I just think like the way he
carries
talks,
himself.
the way he carries himself,
Yeah.
like he's just a sweetheart.
He's athletic and like the way he walks. Yeah. I also love Mike Conley.
I do like Mike Conley too.
Oh, Mac. Yeah. He's so good.
He has such a cute smile, I think.
Yeah. And he's like, what, 6'1"? He's short.
Yeah.
Mac, you're not short, but.
No, you're not.
But I love to compare him to everyone else out there. But they played, who did they play? The Wizards? I don't remember. They were good.
So one time Susan took me to a Jazz game and I had only seen basketball games or the Jazz games from like, I mean, maybe I sat lower bowl, but like up near the top. Like I think we were like, I don't know, third, something like that.
Yeah.
I was like, this is an entirely different game down here. Like I did not realize what you're missing by sitting up top because it is, first of all, they're like giants.
Huge.
And it is a contact sport more than you can even, like down there, you're hearing every time they hit each other. You're hearing every, like it was so eye-opening to me on how physical basketball was, which, duh, of course.
Yeah.
But I just had never realized. It's a whole different game.
We, my friend Noelle got us really good tickets. And so we were sitting 5th row as well. And two of my investors, they own the Padres. And so we always go out for a Padres game. It's so fun. But they were like, oh, I guess you've ruined us for basketball. And I'm like, yeah, you've ruined me for baseball.
Totally.
I can't. But once you sit that close, it's going to sound so privileged and I kind of don't care. But once you sit that close, it is hard to sit far away.
It's hard.
Yeah. In fact, when people invite me. Yeah.
I'm not sure that I've been to a game since that one we went to last year.
Yeah. Yeah, it's just more fun to sit up close.
Because why would I?
Yeah. And the Jazz are doing really well and they're fun to watch right now. And they are kind of like what's the word? They are a possession team right now. So if they have the possession before the buzzer, they are going to win.
Feels like they win.
Yeah. So it's just like they're really good at like coming from behind and staying right in there with it.
Also, I feel like what's so surprising about the Jazz is that everyone was saying how horrible they were going to be this year. This offseason, it was like, you lost Mitchell. You're going to suck.
And Gobert.
This is rebuilding. Yeah. You're just going to be terrible. And it's been so fun that they haven't been.
Look at us. We're like so into sports.
Or sports-ish.
Sports-ish.
JK.
Yes, like Lily. We are though. We like basketball. Yeah. We like hockey up close. We like any sport up close.
I'll do anything up close.
Kim just wants the balls up close. Exactly. Same. I will do anything up close. Oh my gosh, it's time to be real. Should I be real?
Should we be real?
Let's be real.
I haven't done one in a long time.
Are you guys on Be Real? It's Hattie actually, I'm smiling, you guys. While Kim Be Reals.
You kind of were smiling, but then you started talking.
I'm going to be real. Hattie actually deleted all of her social media.
Oh, she's not on here anymore.
Well, except for Be Real. She didn't delete Be Real.
Oh, okay.
And Gus is on Be Real. I love Be Real for teenagers.
Yeah, I do too. For kids, I like Be Real a lot.
Yeah, 'cause today I asked Gus, I was like, do you want Instagram? He's like, no, I have Be Real.
Well, I like that you can't be a voyeur on Be Real.
Yeah,
like,
you can't.
You have to be involved if you want to see anything.
Yeah, you can't just scroll.
So you can't scroll. You have to like post something. So it feels like just less like weirdos.
Yes.
Possibly looking at my kids.
Yes.
You know?
Yes.
Jane's loving a Be Real. She's probably too young for it, but I don't care.
It's so benign.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's fine.
She keeps posting though on my Be Real. So and then I'll find out later. So anytime you see a really terrible picture, I know.
Speaking of terrible picture, am I drunk?
I mean,
Kim.
It's like a side smile.
Kim. No, you have to keep it because I'm going to share it tomorrow on Instagram. Kim did me dirty on Be Real. She did me dirty. I would have never, Kim. Let's make sure I didn't do you dirty.
I would say I look worse than you.
You think you look worse?
Yeah.
No way. I look like I look drunk. It's all right, Kim. It's all right. I'll remember it. I'll remember it for later on.
Great. Susan does not forget.
Yeah, but I'm not that mean.
No, you're not mean. You like to pull a prank every once in a while.
But I don't love. Yeah, I'm okay with a prank. Yeah.
No, you're not vindictive.
No, but I won't forget. Just kidding. Okay, so what do you have surgery this week?
Yeah, Tuesday surgery.
I have big days.
So we'll be watching, I'm sure. Actually, I just started a show on. I never find shows that I really care about on Amazon, but Davis and I just watched one called The Outlaws on Amazon. Stephen Marchant's in it. Do you know who that is?
Mm-mm.
He and Ricky Gervais wrote the original Office.
Okay.
And he was like the Dwight character.
Okay.
His name is Gareth. Anyway, he's super funny, but just kind of like dorky and, you know, whatever.
Is it British?
It's British, and it's pretty funny. It's about like just like all these random people that have to do community service together for one reason or another, and they fall into hijinks ensue when things go wrong. And I don't know. It was like I wanted to know what was going on. I just kept watching and watching and watching. It was fun.
Oh, amazing.
But,
you know, I don't watch much TV, but Chris started Kaleidoscope. Have you heard of this? It's like, he said it's like if Ocean's 11 was like a 6-part series.
Oh,
like
okay.
just from everyone's different point of view.
Like the same heist from
Yeah.
everyone? Okay.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
Yeah. And he's liked it. So
There was another show I watched recently where it was from every point of view, and I'm trying to remember what that was.
I do love those shows.
But it was so interesting to see how the story changed based on who was the POV of that episode, you know?
Mm-hmm. I love it. I'm reading The Invisible Life of Addie LaRue. Have you read it?
No,
Addie LaRue?
I've heard it's good.
Well, it's on Kindle Unlimited, which
Okay.
and it's so good.
How far into it are you?
Halfway.
Okay.
It's really good.
Yeah, I need to read that. I think it's been on my list, but I haven't gotten to it yet.
I've been craving something new. I'm sick of all the books I've been reading. I'm sick of all this stuff that I've been doing.
I'm there too.
So I love Kindle Unlimited. Do you have Kindle Unlimited?
Yeah.
How much is it? Is it annual? You're asking the wrong people.
I think it might be monthly.
Is it?
No, it's probably annual.
People are screaming at
Does it cost? I don't even know.
Oh gosh. Let me Google that for you. How much
no, I know it costs, but
is Kindle Unlimited? Here we go. Found it. $9.99 a month. Oh, I didn't realize.
But we probably did the pay yearly option. This probably saves us something, you know? Davis appreciates that.
And you can borrow up to 20 eligible Kindles at a time. Here's the thing. I love to read. There's actually just been a study that came out that said people who read live longer.
Yeah. Well, I'm sure it keeps your mind sharp too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I have read 66 weeks in a row.
Ooh, I should see what mine is.
So that
I didn't read much last week. I finished a book, but I didn't start anything new last week.
that feels worth $9.99.
Yes.
Let's see. How many titles did I read in 2022? 105 titles. That's 2 books a week.
You're so smart.
See? So yeah, this feels totally worth it.
It's way worth it.
Yeah, 2 books a week for $9.99 a month. So that's 8 books a month.
8 books a month. Each book is between $12.99 usually and like $15.
Yeah.
Something like that.
Yeah, so you save money. Kindle Unlimited. The one thing is like it doesn't always have the books you want on it. But I mostly just search Kindle Unlimited now.
Yeah, I feel like usually I can find one that I want, you know?
Yeah, for sure. So that one's really good.
And I think they let you borrow like 3 or 4 at a time.
Up to 20 at a time.
Oh.
Yeah.
I'm getting screwed.
Yeah. Keep going.
I feel like every time I keep trying to get one, it's like you have too many.
Well, you have to go into it'll pull it up. It's harder on your Kindle. Do you use it on your Kindle app or on your phone?
Usually on my phone, but sometimes on the Kindle app.
Yeah, you can go in and return them all.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. A lot of times I'll just clean them out. If they say Kindle Unlimited, I just return them.
Oh, I had a long streak, but 10 weeks ago, I must have screwed it.
Oh, shoot.
Because I'm only 10 weeks in.
How many books did you read last year? Can you see?
Is that reading insights?
Yeah. And then see at the top says 2023, 2022.
Not as many as you.
How many do you?
52. I will say, though, I read a lot on like Apple Books, too.
Oh, I don't do that.
If I'm going to buy it, I buy it on Apple Books.
Mm.
But if it's just on Kindle Unlimited, I do it on Kindle.
I should maybe do that because my daughter and I share a Kindle Unlimited account.
Yeah. I think if I remember it, I think Ryla was getting some like suggestions from Bryce. And she was like, how do I fix this?
I know. I need to figure that out. It's on my list of things to do this week during daylight hours.
Yeah. So basically only like 9 to 4:30.
Oh gosh, but in March, starting in March, sunsets at 7.
Yeah. And is it brighter earlier? I can't remember.
What? Is it brighter earlier? I don't know.
I think over time it just gets, as it goes towards summer, right? It gets brighter earlier.
Yeah. And then in the spring, it like quickly gets brighter. In the
Yeah.
winter, it quickly doesn't. But I am ready for the sunshine. Although I don't mind the snow. I'm just ready for the sunshine.
I don't mind the snow. I feel like it's just been cold, really cold the last few days, and that I don't love that. But
yeah, I mean, here in Utah, we've had a banner winter.
yeah, it's been crazy.
Like you look over at Temp and it's just the prettiest and so much snow up there and it's really cool.
I heard something crazy like, I mean, Sundance was closed most of last week, but I think they ended up getting like 60 inches or something.
That's insane.
Yeah.
So fun. If you're young and you have young knees, like Megan knees, go up there and just ski for me, Kate.
If you're young and you don't have any responsibilities.
If you're single, just kidding.
What I wouldn't give to be single. Just kidding.
No. Okay. Well, you guys, this week on the pod, we have, I'm going to tell you right now.
Oh my gosh, we haven't even gotten to that.
I know. We did it backwards this time, which I don't mind. Do you mind?
No.
That's kind of fun. We have, Monday we have, or today we have Cherry Pick. So welcome. Hi. It's Tuesday we have Sid Cromanhook, which I'm really excited about. He runs Album VC. They just raised their 4th fund. He's invested in all of these tech companies, unicorns in Utah. He's really smart. He's very cerebral, and I love his approach to kind of everything.
That'll be a really interesting one, I think.
It's good. Wednesday we have Cameron True from Bam Bams.
Oh, I love Cameron.
We recorded actually a really long episode, but we'll see how long it ends up being with the editing.
Oh, jeez. You got to cut a lot out.
Abby, we have to cut Abby's here, probably at least 10 minutes. Like,
yeah,
bless his heart. We love him. Thursday, we have Kat Kennedy. She's amazing. She was a CTO of Degreed, and now she joined Kickstart Seed Fund as an investor, and her purpose is to invest in women in tech, and she's incredible. Really love her.
Yeah, that'll be good.
And then Friday we have Tanner from the Shirt Stop. He's really funny.
I don't know Tanner, but I hear about Tanner constantly.
Okay, because Davis, your husband, works with Tanner.
Yes.
And Derek.
Just talks about Tanner constantly.
Tanner is
in a good way. Tanner, just
he's
so you know, Davis,
amazing.
Davis loves you. So does Jordan.
He's so funny. He lives down in southern Utah a little bit, and he's just a small town boy. He loves to blow stuff up, and he's just fun. But he's really smart, and the way that he's built his business is really cool. So.
Yeah, I feel like the Shirt Stop is doing really smart things.
Yeah. For if you guys want merch, Shirt Stop's the way to go. They're killing it. Yeah. You guys Davis gets all of his stuff made there.
Most of their stuff, yeah.
Yeah. I've seen a bunch of their A24 stuff there. It's really cool. In fact, I got a shirt over Christmas from Actual Source, and I called
one?
The gray one. And I got the new sweatshirt that has the embroidered Actual Source right here.
Yeah.
And I called Derek and Tanner, and I was like, what blank is this sweatshirt I wanted? Because you know me, when I find a good sweatshirt, I buy like 5 of the same one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is it pretty heavy? I feel like they have a really nice heavy one.
Yeah, it's good.
Yeah.
They said they're going to find out for me. I could have just called Davis, but he's been dealing with his foot. I didn't want to bug him.
He would love you to bug him. He wants someone other than me to bug him, I think.
Okay, let's bug Davis. But yeah, that's what's coming up on the pod this week. Oh, I hit day 10 out of 75 soft yesterday.
Yeah, How's it going?
It's great.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's easy.
Yeah. I looked more into it and I was like, this is really just like how we should be living life.
Yeah. It's easy. I've been working out a ton. I started progressive overload weightlifting, which I've never done before, but it's pretty fun.
What's that?
Well, actually, we kind of did it. Remember when we were lifting weights and you go up each week?
Oh, yeah. That's what this is.
That's what I'm doing. Yeah.
So is it has like, it tells you the different ones to do and you just like incrementally go up?
So
Or what?
I'm doing this program. It's called Push Pull, and it's
Okay.
mostly for upper body, but then I created one for my lower body too. So it's the idea is one day you use your muscles at push and one day you use your muscles at pull.
Sure.
And then I did it for my lower body too. So I'm just doing that, and I'm gonna
Sounds hot.
just lift. And
I love lifting.
also I started doing that lucky girl syndrome thing on TikTok. Did I tell you about this?
No, tell me, what is this?
Okay, so these 2 girls on TikTok, I'm going to have to find it, but they were like, we want to tell you guys what we've been doing for a year. We basically have just been telling ourselves we're lucky. I'm lucky and everything works out for me. And
I need to do this.
we had the luckiest year ever.
I feel like this I buy into so much.
Yes.
Like to me, like mindset and positive, like
Yes.
there's nothing that drives me crazy than when my kids are just like, everything's the worst or
Mhm.
like, it'll never be good again. I'm like, yeah, it won't be with that attitude. Like,
Sure.
you change that and everything will be fine.
Well, there are 2 things that I think really support that. One is Einstein, Newton, the second law.
I'm sorry you're looking at me, but this is not
Every action has an equal reaction.
opposite reaction.
Yes. And you've seen it. The balls that you like for the piano.
Yeah.
Where you let a ball
Bink,
go and then one
bink.
comes and you
Yeah.
let 2 go. And there is something about you find what you look for.
Yeah.
You're putting it out there. Yeah.
Yeah, because then your mind's fresh on it. That's what your subconscious is thinking about even when you're not actively thinking about it.
Right. So here's how I put it into action. My gym has 2 treadmills because I go to this gym that you guys, it's like open 24 hours. I'm not going to tell you the name. I have actually told you. So if you want to find it, go find it. But now I'm going to gatekeep this gym because
It's small. You got it.
there is 6 people max there when I go to work out.
Yeah.
But there's only 2 treadmills, and I'll see people working out on the treadmill when I'm lifting, and I'm looking like I do weights for half hour, then treadmill for half hour. And I'm like stressing because I'm like, ooh, I only have 5 minutes left. What if the treadmill's not free? It's going to mess up my whole morning. And I just say, I'm lucky and everything
You're a
works
lucky
out for
girl.
me.
Yeah.
And guess what? The treadmill has always been free when I needed it.
I do feel like the people I know that have that mindset that they're just like, things go the way I want them to. They actually end up doing that.
Yeah. And I found out I'm a manifesting generator over the break, and I've read
This is probably my fault.
into it. And that's part of what you have to do as
Yeah.
a manifesting generator.
I know. I need to read.
What are you?
I'm a generator.
You are? Oh,
Uh-huh.
same. So you have to do it too.
I do.
Yeah.
I do. My kids are, what are your kids? Did you
I
look them
didn't
up?
do them. And I
Two-
don't know what time Chris was born.
2 of my kids are also manifesting generators.
Oh, you have a special house.
And then Marcus is a projector.
Oh, Marcus is so cool. Okay, guys, we will see you here next week. Right, Kim? You're not leaving yet?
Nope. I'll be here.
Okay. Thank you.